All right, let's dive right into it. How do you know if he's falling in love with you? If you've been seeing someone for a few months or even longer, and you're sensing that spark, but you want to confirm if it's turning into something deeper, like real devotion, admiration, and commitment, then pay attention to these 5 key signs. These aren't just surface level clues, they're indicators of genuine emotional investment. We'll break them down one by one, with examples and insights to help you spot them in your own situation. Starting with sign number 1, he lives for your smile. Think about it. When a guy is truly falling for you, nothing lights him up more than seeing you happy. It's like your joy becomes his personal mission. He might crack jokes at just the right moment, plan little surprises that he knows will make you grin, or even endure something he wouldn't normally enjoy, just to share in your laughter. For instance, imagine you're both out for a walk, and he spots something silly, a funny street sign or a quirky animal, and he points it out immediately, watching your face to catch that smile. Or picture this. He's not the most outgoing type, maybe a bit reserved, but he still goes out of his way to send you a meme during a tough day at work, or he sits through your favorite rom-com marathon, even if action flicks are more his speed. Why does this happen? Because in those moments, your happiness fuels him. It's like an energy boost that makes him feel alive and connected. Contrast that with someone who's just casually interested. They might not notice or care if you're smiling. But when love is brewing, your smile isn't just nice, it's essential. Take a moment to reflect. Has he ever gone that extra mile to brighten your day? If so, that's a strong signal he's deepening his feelings. Now, let's expand on this a bit more because it's such a foundational sign. Smiles aren't always about big gestures. Sometimes it's the subtle things. He might remember a story you told about a childhood memory that makes you laugh and bring it up at dinner to relive it together. Or during a conversation, he teases you gently in a way that's affectionate, not mean-spirited, just to see that sparkle in your eyes. And here's where it gets interesting from a psychological angle. Studies on relationships show that shared positive emotions like laughter release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which strengthens attachment. So, when he's actively seeking to create those moments, it's his way of building that unbreakable bond. But beware of red flags. If his attempts feel forced or only happen when he wants something in return, it might not be genuine. True love-driven smiles come from a place of pure enjoyment in your presence. Over time, you'll notice this becomes a habit. He can't help but want to be the source of your good vibes. If you're seeing this consistently, especially after the honeymoon phase wears off, it's a clear indicator his feelings are evolving into love. Moving on to sign number 2. He asks you meaningful questions. This is all about curiosity that goes beyond the basics. When a man is falling in love, he doesn't just want to know what you did today. He wants to uncover the layers of who you are. He'll ask about your childhood dreams, what scares you most, your biggest goals for the future, or even your thoughts on life's big questions like family or personal values. These aren't small talk fillers. They're bridges to emotional intimacy. For example, during a quiet evening together, he might say, "Tell me about a memory from your childhood that shaped who you are today." And then really listen, following up with more questions. Or if you're sharing about a tough day, he probes deeper. What does success look like for you in the long run? This shows he's envisioning a future where your worlds align. It's his way of building trust and understanding your core beliefs so he can support you better. To make this even clearer, let's think about why this matters. In the early stages of dating, conversations might stay light, favorite movies, hobbies, that sort of thing. But as love develops, the questions shift to vulnerability. He might ask about past heartbreaks not out of jealousy, but to learn how to avoid hurting you. Or he could inquire about your family dynamics to see how they influence your views on relationships. Real-life scenarios abound. Say you're planning a trip, and instead of just picking a destination, he asks what kind of adventures excite you most, tying it back to your personality. This isn't interrogation, it's investment. On the flip side, if he's disengaged, always steering talks back to himself or showing little interest in your inner world, it could signal a one-sided dynamic. But when he's falling hard, these questions flow naturally, often leading to late-night talks that feel effortless. And remember, it's not just asking. It's remembering the answers and referencing them later, like bringing up a goal you mentioned weeks ago to encourage you. That level of attentiveness, it's love in action. Sign number 3. He starts being protective of you. This isn't about being possessive or controlling. It's a deep-seated care for your emotional and physical well-being. When love kicks in, he wants to be your shield, checking in daily to make sure you're okay, offering help without being asked, or stepping up in situations where you might need support. Picture this. You're out late, and he texts to confirm you got home safe. Not because he's tracking you, but because your safety matters to him. Or during a stressful time, like work drama, he listens intently and brainstorms solutions, acting as your emotional anchor. It's that superhero instinct. Think of those classic stories where the hero's strength comes from protecting the one they love. In everyday life, it might show as walking on the street side of the sidewalk, or defending you in a conversation if someone disrespects you. Let's delve deeper into this protective nature because it's rooted in biology and psychology. Evolutionarily, men often feel a drive to protect, but in modern relationships, it evolves into emotional guardianship too. For instance, if you're feeling down, he might cancel plans to be with you, or if there's a health scare, he's the first to research options and accompany you to appointments. Anecdotes from couples highlight this. One woman shared how her partner, during a turbulent flight, held her hand tightly and whispered reassurances, prioritizing her comfort over his own fear. Another example. He insists on driving in bad weather so you don't have to, or he keeps an eye on your workload to prevent burnout, but it's crucial to distinguish. True protection empowers you, not limits you. If it feels smothering, that's a warning. Otherwise, this daily concern, calling or texting if he hasn't heard from you, ensuring you're eating well during a busy week, signals his heart is committed. And in conflicts, he fights fair, avoiding hurtful words because hurting you hurts him. If a day passes without that check-in, barring minor spats, it might mean his feelings aren't as deep. But when love is real, your well-being becomes intertwined with his purpose. Now, sign number 4. He wants to get to know your family better. This is a big step toward long-term commitment. Regardless of whether your family is picture-perfect or a bit complicated, he'll show genuine interest in your roots, asking about your parents, siblings, and how you all interact. He'll want to hear stories from your past, like funny childhood mishaps or family traditions, and he'll make an effort to spend time with them, perhaps joining a holiday gathering or a casual dinner. It's his way of weaving himself into your life story. For example, he might suggest meeting your folks for coffee, not out of obligation, but curiosity about where you came from. And in return, he'll open up about his own family, inviting you into that circle too, maybe sharing old photos or planning joint events. Why does this happen when love is growing? Families shape us, so understanding yours helps him connect on a profound level. It builds a foundation for the future, like imagining holidays together or blending lives. Expand on this. He might ask probing questions, such as, "What's your favorite memory with your siblings?" Or, "How did your parents' relationship influence you?" This curiosity extends to embarrassing tales. He'll laugh along at high school stories, seeing them as endearing parts of you. Real-world examples include guys who become fast friends with in-laws, helping with family projects, or remembering birthdays. If he's avoiding this, it could mean he's not serious. But when he's falling in love, integrating families feels natural and exciting. It deepens trust, showing he's in it for the long haul. Think about shared values. Learning about your background helps align on things like traditions or conflict resolution. Ultimately, this sign turns us into a broader we, including the people who matter most to you. Finally, sign number 5. He values your opinion, especially on important matters. This goes beyond casual advice. It's about deep respect and admiration for your perspective. When he's falling in love, he'll seek your input on big decisions, career moves, major purchases, or life goals, because he trusts your judgment. It might be as simple as asking, "What do you think about this job opportunity?" and really weighing your thoughts. Or in deeper waters, sharing vulnerabilities like doubts about a friendship and valuing your insight. This admiration isn't tied to your status or achievements. It's about who you are, your integrity, kindness, or wisdom. Let's unpack this further. Admiration in love stems from seeing you as a partner in every sense. For instance, if he's house hunting, he wants your take on neighborhoods, not just as a sounding board, but because your happiness factors in. Or during a moral dilemma, he turns to you first, praising how you handle situations with grace. Examples abound. A guy might consult his partner on investing, even if she's not a finance expert, because he respects her intuition. Another might share work stresses, implementing her suggestions because they work. This builds equality. Your voice matters. Contrast with indifference. If he dismisses your views, it's a sign of imbalance. But in love, he celebrates your strengths, perhaps saying, "You're so good at seeing the big picture." It fosters growth too, encouraging each other to be better. Over time, this mutual respect cements commitment, turning individual decisions into shared ones. Wrapping it up, these 5 signs, he lives for your smile, asks meaningful questions, becomes protective, wants to know your family, and values your opinion, are powerful indicators that his feelings are shifting from like to love. Of course, every relationship is unique, so look for patterns over time. If multiple signs align, it's a great foundation. Keep observing, communicating openly, and nurturing that connection. Healthy love grows from mutual effort. Thanks for tuning in. Here's to recognizing the real thing when it's there.